And we're back. Unfortunately, Yun had to catch a bus to Calgary, so I'm joined here by the mighty Ninja Boy Jr., a local league player. Say hi, Ninja Boy. Ninja Boy, also known as Joel.
Hello.
All right, so we're just going through the bans this time. So we see a target ban right now, the Maokai being banned by NFAO. The last two games that the team Anthrax has had Maokai, they've been really effective at playing him correctly and doing a lot of damage with him early game and being very effective at taking that early strong ganks of Maokai and putting it into use. We're seeing the same bans here from Anthrax, it looks like. Vayne, Cassiopeia, and just seeing what their final ban's going to be. So that Swain ban there, that's directed at Alesra. We saw Swain a few times in the tournament. And there's a Morgana ban.
I think Cassiopeia is a good ban because she's just pretty OP.
Yeah, Cassiopeia is extremely strong right now. So she's a pretty staple ban in most high competitive play. And when she's open, she's often a first pick. So same thing with Morgana and Shen. So those are all pretty standard bans. We don't see some of the normal bans we normally see, like Shaco or Ramus.
Yes.
So we see Ashe first pick for NFAO. Ashe has been very successful so far this tournament. She's been able to utilize that Enchanted Crystal Arrow to do a lot of control in team fights and really catch somebody out of position and take advantage of that. We see a Janna pick for the team Anthrax.
Janna's a pretty good support with her tornadoes. Just like if anybody's in trouble, just launch it and they'll just get knocked out.
Absolutely, Janna has insanely good peel. So we're seeing the same picks before. Every single time we've seen an Ashe so far this tournament, we've seen a Soraka with her. So we're just going to try and play the farm lane, get Ashe to late game, and have her do a ton of damage with that built-in crowd control that she has. I don't think we've seen a Vlad pick for Team NFAO yet. I'm pretty sure it's always been Anthrax that has been playing Vladimir. So this is great to see the wide range of characters that everyone's been pulling out for the tournament.
Vladimir's not too strong, but if you know how to play him, he can be a really big pain in late game team fights. If they're clumped, they can just take some huge damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or TF now.
Oh, yeah, this last swap from Vladimir to TF. So that's extremely strong. They've 3 global alts right now on their team. Ashe's arrow can cross map. TF can pop to wherever he wants to be, which can really punish the jungler by allowing him to get vision and then go wherever he pleases. And then we have of course Soraka's Wish alt.
Yes, for sure.
So we see this is the first Ryze we've seen in this series. Ryze has been also very effective in the tournament so far. He's an extremely strong late game champion. Ryze's weakness is in the early game, and with the TF pick there, TF doesn't have an extremely strong early game. Once he gets the ability to just push lanes, he can just keep pushing. Oh no, looks like Alesso's swapping to Ahri, which is
pretty overpowered. Yeah,
Ahri also has the ability to push lanes down, just like Twisted Fate. We have another Aurelia top pick as well. So it looks like iJosh and Terabyte will probably be swapping, which means that Udyr will be jungling and Aurelia will be top lane. So last pick AD for Team Anthrax.
Aurelia is really strong. Her ult can do some huge damage. And she's just a really great soul top.
And this is an interesting pick. This is the first Malphite that I've actually seen. We've seen this entire weekend. Malphite jungle is intensely strong. Oh, and a Mumu. So it looks like it might be a Malphite top lane and a Mumu jungle.
Yeah.
So we saw the Mumu last game for Team NFAO. They managed to get on some really successful ganks, but it just didn't pull them through. And they've still got 12 seconds. I don't know if they're going to do any last second swapping or whatnot. So right now it looks like the team on the left, Team NFAO, has a lot of control. Malphite alt, Mumu alt, Twisted Fate stun card, Ashe arrow, and then Soraka also has her AoE heal, whereas on the team on the right, they have a gap closer Aurelia, and they also have the Ahri. So it looks like we're going to see the same thing that we've seen last time. This is the exact same bottom lane matchup that we've been seeing over and over again. We see Janna, Corki, and Ashe Soraka. Corki's extremely strong early game, especially with that Janna shield on top of him that converts 10% of attack damage into true damage, and Janna Shield boosting up to 50 attack damage at max level. So yeah, it's going to be Malphite top lane, Soraka support. This is the first cleanse we've seen on an AD so far this tournament.
Yes.
So I do like cleanse on an AD. However, I feel like heal is also extremely strong in lane. But having the Soraka in lane bottom gives a lot of lane sustain and not much fear.
So who do you think is going to have a lead over mid lane? Twisted Fate or Ahri?
You know, it's hard to say. Both of them are high burst champions. When Ahri hits 6, her ult is going to be much more effective in lane than TF's ult,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
TF will have the ability to go whichever lane he wants to gank. Aurelia is really strong at being able to deal with top lane ganks, but TF can immediately turn a 1v1 or a 2v2 into a 3v2 or a 2v1. So,
Yep.
all right, and then we're going to pass the mic over to Josh while we take the quick delay break, and Josh is going to do some plugs and advertisements for what's going on around Overclocked.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Prodigy on the mic right now. Earlier today, as well as yesterday, we did do a $10 RP giveaway using hashtag ETRYEG, and we're going to be doing that again in the future. So if you want to get the chance to win some awesome Twitter prizes, not only for League of Legends, but some of the other events that take place here at Overclock, be sure to be following at OK Gaming. Shout-outs to our sponsor, Oodle Noodle. If you're in the Edmonton area, then and you're in the mood for some delicious noodles, be sure to either head on down to one of their fine establishments or call 780-278-7877 for more. And that's basically been what what everybody here has been eating pretty much all weekend. And I have absolutely no regrets. April 7th at Overclocked is Overkill 2, Counter-Strike 1.6, Modern Warfare 3, and Halo Reach going down. It's going to be a bunch of team tournaments. Entry fee is $20 a person. Tournament's going to be starting at 12 p.m., so be sure to come on down for that. More information can be found at www.overclock.com. Also, Thursday nights is League of Legends night, which is, of course, what we are watching right now. 6 to 10 p.m., $10 for members and $15 for non-members. Come by and discuss some strategies, meet some of the players that are here in the city. Obviously, level up your game, get some practice in. Over 50 computers here at the venue for you to play on. And over 12 teams showed up for this particular tournament, which is 60 people. Along with those 60 people, they brought friends, family, spectators, etc. So a very vibrant, very active scene here in Edmonton, and this is a great way to get in touch with some of those people. Be sure to follow Overclocked online, twitter.com/OKGaming. Finally got the Facebook link updated for you guys, so be sure to follow them on Facebook as well, or like them, I should say, at facebook.com/OverclockedGaming. And I think that might actually still be wrong. So it should be Overclocked with a K. All the VODs from today are uploading as we speak. They're just about halfway done, I think, at this point. You can check those out at youtube.com/OverclockedEdmonton. There's plenty more VODs there for you to check out as well from past events. And if you want to find out more about some of the future events, you can find all of those at www.overclock.com. And finally, a shout-out to Edmonton Gamers for keeping the event running nice and smoothly here as we are just about complete the grand finals of the Into the Rift tournament. Be sure to follow them online as well at www.edmontongamers.com. Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook.com/EdmontonGamers as well. They've got a lot of events coming up, so be sure to check them out as well, both on and offline. And now we're going to cut to a commercial from our sponsor, Gamer Grub, and when we come back, Game 2 of the grand finals between Anthrax and NFAO will be underway.
And we're back and we're live. So right now we are in the grand finals of the Anthrax tournament at Overclocked. We've seen the team on the right, Team Anthrax, has been fighting their way out of the losers bracket. They 2-0'd NFAO in the previous series, and right now they are one ahead. So this could be the final match of the tournament. If Anthrax does not win, then we'll be bringing it to a third and final game. So there's a lot on the line here. It seems like both teams are setting up. Right now, the blue team is setting up for what looks like a defensive positioning, while the purple team is also setting up for a defensive positioning on their blue. It's a little strange to me. I guess they're trying to watch to see if there's any invades coming in. So they've warded their red. What Team Anthrax has done in the past is they've done an invade and taken the team's red early on. So it looks like they're trying to stop them from being able to do that. They know that Mumu is really weak in the jungle early on if he does not have his blue buff. So they're making sure that Mumu can get it safely and not be counter jungled early on, so that he does have that early jungling ability. So one thing we might see a lot of this game is some counter jungling by the Udyr's Terabyte. Mumu's jungle is very susceptible early game, so Udyr has the ability to get in there and steal a camp, or even if he engages on, he can engage right on Mumu and try and fight him.
Udyr's a pretty strong jungler. With one of his stances that stuns him, he has some really successful games.
Yeah, whenever Udyr pops into pair stance, he gets that free stun, which is extremely strong. So we've got Aurelia heading top lane. Malphite, we're going to be heading up there in a second. They're just leeching blue for Mumu. Twisted Fate's heading to middle with Ahri. Udyr is starting up his blue buff right now. So he did use Smite on blue, so it doesn't look like he's going to be saving Smite to go for an early invade. He's just going to start his clear. Mumu's just finishing up his blue buff right now, a little bit behind the Udyr. Aurelia's in top lane. Malphite hasn't quite gotten there yet, so Aurelia's going to have a little early level advantage on him, having Malphite being denied a few creeps, but Aurelia's not really a champion that can take deep advantage of that. So bottom lane's pretty standard. We're going to see a lot of farming down here. The Janna Corki might try and do some engages, but there's not much crowd control between the two of them. So it's likely that it's just going to be a farm off bottom lane for the rest of this game. So Udyr's heading up to his golems right now. He is going to do golems. He might try and sweep around for a top gank after he picks up his red buff.
Twisted Fate's pick a card is pretty strong because you have some good lane sustain if you need some mana, because you can just get mana cards and you'll just keep farming up your mana.
Yeah, TF can stay in lane for as long as any other AP, with the fact that he can just pull a blue card whenever he wants and just add bonus mana to him top.
Yep.
So this matchup is going to be pretty tough for Aurelia, with the fact that Malphite has a lot of armor and he's got a lot of harass early game for very little cost. So whenever he wants to fight, he pretty much can, and he should be able to be coming ahead as long as Aurelia doesn't pop his shield early. Aurelia has picked up hit and strike, so she's going to have that natural regen. So not much poking going on middle. Udyr just seems to be farming his jungle. Bottom lane's pretty standard. It seems like all three lanes except for top lane are just focusing on farming right now. Aurelia's pushing the tower pretty effectively, so she's going to force Malphite to farm under his tower. So Udyr's just finishing up his Wraith camp right now. He might swing around middle for an early gank. Nope, he's going to just keep farming in the jungle. Both teams playing quite passive at this point. No counter jungling going on, no ganks, nothing.
Mid, it's pretty even right now. They're both doing... No one's really pushing ahead in middle right now. It's going back and forth with the minions. Just a little bit on that side, a little bit on the other.
So now Udyr's coming around top. No, he's just going to sweep down again. I think he sees that Twisted Fate is currently pushing up bottom lane, and Ahri's going to have Charm picked up right now, and she's also stacked her lifesteal. Ahri does have a lot of mana, so does TF. Udyr's swinging around for a gank. TF does not know this is coming. Udyr does have flash up. Will he flash bear him? And then if Ahri can land a Charm, that's pretty much a dead Twisted Fate right there. Udyr's still playing quite passive. TF has positioned himself in the middle of the lane, so that means that if Udyr does come in, he won't be able to reach him with Flash Fed. He'll have to run straight to him. And Twisted Fate does have Flash Up, and he can gold card Udyr if he wants to. So TF kind of smells something fishy. He goes to check. Oh no, he's coming top. TF is coming top for a top gank.
Early Aurelia.
So Aurelia is not going to expect this at all. Oh, no, she seems to... No, yeah, she has no idea what's coming. TF has gold card picked. He's going to hit her with gold card there, so the burst of TF.
Possible.
Aurelia burns her flash. There's an
gone.
early ignite. That's a wasted ignite on Aurelia there.
For sure.
Malphite's going to get back to farming his lane. And Aurelia is just going to go base right now with her gold.
Yep. Oh, no. That was, I think that was a worthless gank. Like, you didn't need to burn that ignite or anything.
Yeah.
She was gone right away.
Yeah. So Mumu's still doing what he does best. He's going to stay in the jungle probably until level 6, until he gets Curse of a Sad Mummy, and then he's going to pop out and do some positioning. So there's Udyr. Udyr looks like... No, he's not going for mid. He's going to go try and find Mumu in his jungle, knowing that Mumu is a weaker jungler. So he checks the Wraith scams. He sees that Mumu's done Wraiths, but he's not going to head all the way down to Golems. Udyr just passed through middle. Malphite just sitting in the bush top. Still bottom, just farming off. Corki at 41 farm, Ashe at 41 farm, exactly even. Ashe did open Doran's Blade. But Corki with the natural passive makes it a lot easier for Corki to last hit without a Doran's Blade on him. In the jungle, Udyr is actually behind Mumu on his clear, which is not something you see often with Udyr, since he clears quite quickly. Udyr being at only 33 creeps to Mumu's 37. Mumu just went back, picked up his Philostone. So TF is now 6, but he's very low on mana. So what we're going to see in about 30 seconds, both blue buffs are going to spawn up. We haven't seen much counter blue in early games in this tournament, but it's a really strong move to deny Mumu or even their AP middle their blue buff, especially when you're a blue-dependent mid like Ahri. Ahri becomes extremely dangerous with blue buff. So if no, it looks like neither jungler's positioning to counter blue, we're just going to be taking their own blue. Mumu's waiting for it. Udyr's not even concerned that Mumu's going to be coming up for his blue, so he's just slowly doing his stuff. So he pings blue. Ahri's going to head over and pick it up. Looks like Mumu's going to be taking it for himself rather than giving it to TF, which is fine because TF at this point in the game still can push effectively because of his blue card. But Ahri's going to be able to push much harder than Twisted Fate now that she has blue buff.
Because she can just spam her abilities, and if she hits her charm, she can do some heavy damage with her W and her E, or W and her Q. It's quite a bit of damage.
So Ashe has gone back first bottom. She's bought double Doran's Boots too, which is a pretty standard opener for an Ashe. She hasn't picked up any health pots because she has Soraka in lane. What Corki's doing right here is he's pushing out the lane before he goes back to try and deny Ashe as many creeps as he can. So Ashe is going to be denied at least 2 creeps and maybe a cannon minion before she gets back to lane, trying to put Corki ahead. No, she picks up the cannon. And Mumu's looping around middle, it looks like. He is level 6 now, so Mumu ganks at level 6 are extremely strong. Some of the strongest ganks in the game. Because he's got that double stun. And if TF manages to land it as a stun, that's over, I think, 5 seconds of crowd control on Ahri, which is almost impossible to deal with. Udyr's overdoing his red, so he can't even land any assistance to Ahri. Here comes a Mumu middle. Is he going to land a bandage? Yes, he does land the bandage. And then there's Curse of the Sad Mummy. Ahri gets out a little bit. TF managed to land his gold card. There's a ton of damage on Ahri, but she gets out. TF wasn't close enough to land his Ignite. And that's the issue with TF. He doesn't have as much burst damage. Oh, and there's an Ashe arrow. Just missing Ahri.
Oh, that was a nice try by purple team.
Yeah, now Mumu's ult's going to be on cooldown, so the rest of the team can play confident that Mumu's probably not going to be ganking their lanes. His cooldown is about 200 seconds, or it's going to be another 109 seconds before his Curse of a Sad Mummy's up again. So top lane, Malphite's at 42 CS and Aurelia's currently at 60. So Aurelia's kind of pushing Malphite around. There hasn't been any pressure top lane besides the early TF gank on the Aurelia.
For the junglers, Mumu's just a little bit ahead of Udyr, but just by very little. And they're about even.
And there's Ahri coming around for a brush gank bottom lane. If she lands this charm on Soraka, this Soraka will die. Yep, there goes the charm.
Nice play.
There's the burst,
nice
and that's
play.
first blood for
that
Elezra bottom lane.
That was really nice.
Ton of damage. So they might push the advantage here and just push the minion wave right to the tower, get some free tower damage, or else they could set up for an early damage, or an early dragon, knowing that one of their teammates is down. So no, they're just going to take some free tower damage. Ahri comes middle.
TF. Warding race.
Mumu's going to base again. Mumu isn't very effective ganker unless he does have that alt Curse of a Sad Mummy up. He still has the built-in stun, but it's not really bottom lane. They're not going to be aiming for kills. They're just going to try and get as farmed as possible and farm as safely as possible. Soraka is one of the most forgiving lanes bottom lane because if you do make a mistake, Soraka does have that built-in heal and built-in mana to kind of bring you back up to par.
Mumu could be coming for another gank as his ult is up in about 15 seconds. Oh, is he going for bottom lane? Or no, is he just going back into the jungle? Back into the jungle.
So this
But
is
he
a
could go for a
strong move that Alezra's doing. Alezra's picking up the friendly Wraiths, which is going to put him ahead on farm and Twisted Fate. If he continues to pick up that Wraith camp, he'll slowly but surely get ahead in gold of Twisted Fate. So TF is backing. Alezra's just going to push the minion wave like he does. Ahri can push to no end. So we haven't seen any early dragon attempts by either teams in this tournament. They just like to play passively, play their lanes, and then see where they kind of land. Neither one wants to be the first one to make a mistake, so we don't like taking that early game risk.
Yeah. Dragon can't put you.
And here's Alezra. Alezra's doing what Ahri does best. He's coming bottom for a gank. If he manages to land that charm, he thinks he's spotted. He probably was in vision of this ward over here. Yep, there he's in vision right now. White team. There goes the Ashe arrow. Aurelia diving in on the Soraka. And there's Alezra coming around from behind. Is he going to land the charm on Ashe? No, he misses a charm. There's TF coming down.
They could get a free TF right here. No, they couldn't. Just kidding.
And it looks like Anthrax landed a taunt on Mumu. Are we going to do Dragon? No, they're just going to abandon it right now. So Anthrax does have a pink ward at Dragon right now. So we're going to see that ward just popped down right here. TF could bait this ward right here with Janna coming out. Is he going to bait it? No, he's not going to bait it. He's just going to go back to lane.
Malphite based. Buying.
So right now on the global gold, you can see that Team Anthrax is only 300. Only about 300 gold ahead. Oh, there's Alezra bottom. He just misses a charm because of Ashe's flash. Soraka is extremely low, but she does have all those heals built in. She does manage to escape with approximately 200 plus health. And Janna's great at the disengage from that Mumu. She wants to keep that Mumu away. And TF's going to ult in right here. He's going to be able to stun Alezra if he manages to get a gold card off.
Oh, that was a nice grab by a Mumu on the...
So Twisted Fate got stunned by the Udyr, canceling his ult. Great play by Udyr there. That definitely would have been a kill on Alezra if he managed to get through.
There's been a lot of bottom lane action. It's just been pushing bottom. And Aurelia's getting possibly a free turret up top here.
Yeah, it looks like Aurelia's pushing to a tower, doing a lot of damage, focusing on farming, which is very strong. Often what you'll see here is the top, if they're winning their lane really strong, they won't try and take the early tower. They'll just keep pushing the lane and keep farming the minions and force some minions to push the tower by themselves and try and deny as much creep as they can.
Malphite is coming up, but I think it might be too late. Aurelia is going to get this turret.
Yep, and it looks like it's going to be first tower for Team Anthrax.
First tower for Team Anthrax. That was a nice counterplay by Aurelia there.
Yep, all of the team was
all
bottom.
Distracted bottom. Aurelia can just get a free tower up top.
So now the current count middle, TF is pushing extremely well. He's at 82 CS to Ahri's 91. Ahri a little bit ahead. TF and Ahri have similar, the exact same item build actually. Ahri just popping her last potion. Double door and Sork boots, pretty standard for AP's middle.
Do you think Ahri's going to be getting a Will of the Ancient?
Yeah, I think we've seen Alezra pick up Will in the past. It doesn't look like their team's going to be running the double Woda comp that seems to be really popular nowadays, since they did not pick an AP top. But Will is still an extremely strong item on Ahri.
Yeah, it can be a great early game because you can have a lot more sustain because of your spell vamp.
However, Ahri does have 1,700 gold, and she's basing right now, which makes me think that she's going to pick up a needlessly large rod and come back into lane for some max harass. Nope, you're right, Joel. She's picking up a Hex Tech and Amplifying Tome, which means she's going to be rushing Will of the Ancients.
Yep. It's really strong if you get Will of the Ancients.
So Mumu just continues to clear his jungle, mostly focusing on staying farm and staying even with the other lanes, not really taking too much risk. Udyr's heading up top for a gank. Malphite does not have any vision top right now, so he's not going to see this coming. Udyr's looping around effectively. Aurelia will not be able to stun, but he will be able to slow the Malphite unless Malphite... Nope, there's a, that was a stun because he did some damage to him. And that's a double stun on him. Malphite burns his flash. Aurelia's burning her ult. There is no tower here to protect him. The Malphite ult is extremely strong. He's managing to get away. Udyr's not quite fast enough to catch the Malphite. Thanks to that Q, is speeding Malphite up and denying movement speed from the ever champion. So Malphite does manage to get away, burning only his ult in the meantime.
Oh, it looks like no.
Oh, blue team currently has no vision on Dragon, so they're pinging Dragon as they see that Anthrax is off the map.
Oh, hawk shot by Ash.
Great hawk shot by Ash, giving the vision.
Great hawk shot, yeah, for sure. And they're just backing off, yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, purple team is extremely afraid of a bad dragon fight here. They know that if they do lose dragon
Ari's
and they
fighting TF
die...
now.
Oh.
Ari's very low. Udir's coming around. If Udir possibly went around, I think they could have possibly gotten Twisted Fate.
So Mumu's kind of in the middle of two people right now. There's a lot of positioning happening bottom right here while top lane continues to push out. Oh,
Yeah.
Mumu lands a grab on Ari, and there's the ult. Ari is going to die. Triple stun, a lot of damage
there.
there.
Ash arrow. That was a nice ult.
So Twisted Fate does still have his ult up, but he's very, very low.
Yeah.
So he's not going to try and use it. Udyr is staying in position. They do not want to give up this dragon right now.
Mumu's just
Mumu
back
is
into base.
basing though. They don't have vision on this. Oh, Aurelia just went by him.
Just
If Mumu does base here, yes. If they knew that a Mumu based there, they could absolutely pick up a free dragon at this point. But they don't know, and they're trying to play cautiously.
I think they.
Udyr's coming bottom for a
Yeah,
gank. He is going to hit
yeah.
the Ash. Ash does not have
could go
ECR
down.
right now, so she's not going to be able to disengage with her arrow. There's Aurelia on
There's
top of
Ash
her,
down.
and Ash is dead. They
Are they
can
going for
dive
Soraka?
the
They
Soraka
could've.
here if they just,
And they're just gonna pick up a free dragon right now.
and they're just choosing not to dive Soraka, and they're going
Yep.
to head dragon. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Here's the first dragon.
And as you can see,
it's a free dragon.
blue team has no idea what's going on. They're seeing iJosh passing up there right now, so they're just going to see that they're going for dragon, but they know they cannot contest this.
No, they can't. That
They
was
can't
a
fight
nice
for him.
free dragon by that, and a nice pick off on the Ash.
What I'd like to see here is I'd like to see the team Anthrax positioning for the next dragon that's going to be up at approximately 23 minutes and 7 seconds. We haven't seen any real complete control of the buffs with teams timing it and being there to take it as soon as it's gone, but it would be very nice to see them just be there, coordinate as a team at 23 minutes, and take dragon before the other team even knows what hit them. So right now, bottom lane, Ash is decided to rush Infinity Edge, which is a pretty standard Ash build, while the Corki is, once again, he's got some kind of transitionary build. He doesn't seem to go for IE on Corki. They tend to be building the Bloodthirster and Trinity Force. However, he's rushed part BF Sword and part of his Trinity Force. He's got Sheen, which is a different opener on Corki. I don't personally like it the most, but it gives him a lot of harass in lane. Not as much sustain. Phage gives you a lot of sustain and a lot of protectability when you're in the lane. So Mumu's ult is not quite up yet, whereas the other team's ults are all ready to go.
Twisted Fate has a needlessly large rod, which gives him a little bit of advantage of damage right now in middle. However, Ari has quite a bit more spell vamp.
So we haven't seen any of these teams picking up CV at all. Oh, and there's Aurelia. She passes by Malphite, but she's not going to do anything, not going to try and engage that. What would have been very bad for her because TF was right there. They do see that the blue buff's up. Is Team Anthrax going to contest this? Nope, they're just going to forfeit the enemy blue right back to blue side.
If Aurelia came in there, she would have just been done.
So it is Anthrax actually positioning for an early Baron? No, it looks like they're going to invade the jungle. They still think that blue buff is currently up. Oh no, it looks like Ari... Did Ari steal that blue?
Oh, what? They're just walking right by a Mumu.
No. There's 3 blues on the field because of the deaths.
Yes.
My mistake. Looks like it's going to be a tri-gank on Malphite.
A Mumu no. Okay, a Mumu just comes in. If they noticed a Mumu picking up Wolf Camp, they could have gotten a free Mumu kill right there.
And Corki's engaging on Ash bottom, a ton of damage. Soraka's popping her wish there. Soraka Summoner Heal is still not up. They burn TF ult. It looks like they're going for Malphite. Malphite is a very tanky target, not necessarily the best target to tower dive, especially since Malphite's ult is on cooldown actually, and it won't be up for another 40 seconds or so. So they're going to try and maybe just take this tower. Does Udyr have Tiger Stance? It looks like he's a Phoenix Stance Udyr, so he doesn't have points in Tiger Stance right now. However, Tiger Stance Udyrs are extremely effective at pushing towers, and Samuel does have that Wit's End, which is also extremely effective at that early tower push. So right now the global gold is 1.3k ahead in Anthrax's favor. Anthrax does have 1 tower and 1 dragon on them, and the next dragon's going to be spawning in about 2.5 minutes.
If Anthrax get a second dragon, that could be really effective for the extra gold.
The extra global gold and the extra global experience would be extremely strong.
Yep, they could get quite a bit of a lead.
As you can see, Alezra is already... no, he's even on level with TF. The Udyr is level 11, Mumu's level 11, so everyone's pretty much keeping up to each other in terms of levels. Janna is out-leveling Soraka, but that's not a big deal. So Janna's picked up her oracles, which is going to give Team Anthrax some map control, which is great. If the other team doesn't have vision and you have control over the vision of the map, you can effectively move through their jungle or take objectives without the other team knowing. So it does look like TF has an idea that Udyr is taking their Wraith camp, but he's not going to be able to do anything to stop it. It looks like he's going to come down and try and intercept the Udyr as he's going through. He used his ult.
Oh, what?
And he's ulting.
Oh, no, this could be bad. Mumu is coming up, but I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him. If
TF
Mumu
is getting caught by the Udyr here. There's
right.
a Mumu coming in. Is he going to be
Ash
able to save him?
coming in.
Mumu does
That
land the
was a
stun there.
great-
He
that was
has
a
his
great
ultimate
grab.
up. Is he going to use his ultimate?
Already jumps over the wall. It looks like blue team's going down right now. Oh,
And the Soraka's extremely low, but Ash is dead, and now the Mumu uses his ult. I'm not sure if I agree with that play. He was trying to drag them towards the tower to save them, but he might have been able to get some teammates out. Malphite does come in from the end. They're extremely low right now. Alezra is extremely low, does not have ult up.
He could pick up that Aurelia right now.
Udyr's extremely low.
Mumu's coming in, but
Mumu cannot duel this Aurelia. Oh, and he's going to get caught and stunned and killed.
This Malphite's really good.
And Malphite's in extremely bad position here. That Ahri taunt is extremely strong, and that is an ace for Team Anthrax.
That was a great play by Anthrax.
And that just did not go in Team NFAO's favor. I think the Mumu ult was a little bit too late. They might have been able to get some early damage on there. Instead, they were running for a lot, and that let a lot of damage go free onto the other team. He tried to use the Mumu ult, I think, more to kill rather than save there, which may have been a mistake, but you can never know what a player's thinking at the time. And Dragon has just popped up. As you see, neither team really in position to get it right away, but both teams will know that it's up now.
Yep. There's not much warding going on Dragon right now, except for on T-Bush.
So Janna still does have her Oracle. She sweeps it, seeing that the other team doesn't have any vision on Dragon. She did not sweep inside the Dragon Pit, which is a little strange.
There's an Ash Hawk shot coming in.
Soraka has also picked up her Oracles.
Yep.
So they're going to try and take back some of this vision that has been denied them.
Yes. Anthrax is ahead by quite a bit of gold right now, like 4K.
So right now what's happening is Ash knows that she's not able to push out to the lane when it's pushed that far, so she just sits back, waits for the minions to come up to her, and then she's going to farm. Otherwise, she can take a lot of free damage for a minion or two, and it's not necessarily worth it. So one difference that's been going between the Team Anthrax and Team NAFO is they're always feeding their blue to Ahri, whereas the other team's not really feeding their blue to Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate doesn't need blue for mana control, but he also... Oh, there's a TF ult. Is he going to...
Oh, could he catch him?
He's coming in bottom.
Gold card.
He gold cards the Corki. There's going to be a lot of damage. Janna ultimate to the tower. He's taking a lot of tower hits right here. And TF is dead. He does manage to take the Corki out. Alezra's coming in. He's going to get the taunt. Oh, there's an Amumu ult. A lot of damage happening. Janna is trying to disengage as much as possible. We've got Malphite coming in. He's going to ult the Aurelia. There's Alezra on the side. He's got taunted by Alezra. And Ash uses her cleanse, but she does not have enough speed. She's going to go down. And Malphite is getting extremely low right now. This is a free tower bottom for Anthrax, and they can go and get Dragon as well too. That was a really bad engage for Team NAFO.
Yes, that's two bad engages.
So currently the gold count is 5K in favor of Anthrax, and they're going to pick up this Dragon, which is going to bump it another 700 or so.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mouse bad about 900.
Just leading this game by quite a bit right now.
And Udyr is bottom. He has picked up... he's going to be taking down the turret extremely fast. He does have a recurve bow, and he has Madreds. I don't know if he's rushing an early Madred's Blood Razor. It would seem like a very... it's not uncommon build on Udyr. You often see the Wit's End. You don't really see the Madred's Blood Razor. He might be worried about the health pools of a team. However, Amumu is going to build tanky, but Twisted Fate and Ashe aren't going to be building any health, and Malphite tends to build a decent amount of armor because of its scaling. So I don't know if that's the strongest build.
For Team Anthrax, there's quite a bit more warding on the map right now.
So right now, Team Anthrax doesn't have control over much of the map. Yeah, just like Ninja Boy Jr. just pointed out. And it seems like Team Anthrax could... Nope, Terabyte just burned his bite, so they will not be going for a Baron right now. It would be extremely ill-advised to engage a Baron if you had just burned Smite on a buff.
Yes, for sure.
So it looks like they're going to be coming around for Twisted Fate here in the middle.
If John sweeps that, they can get their ward down.
Yeah, John is currently sweeping the jungle. They're going to catch the Malphite here. Nope, they see him with the ward. Malphite gets 2 hits on it, not quite enough to damage it. Shyvana is one of the few champions that can one-shot a ward by using an auto-attack Q. Malphite doesn't quite get it down, but they're going to know that they do have vision in that bush. So Malphite knows he's being seen right now.
Yes.
So they're grouping up middle. This is going to be a lot of posturing here. Mid tower is up for both people. The purple tower is much lower than the enemy team tower. If there is a bad engage here middle, that will forfeit a free Baron to the enemy team, assuming that the other team does have enough health to take it.
Mumu's ult is up, so they don't want to keep 2 clumped together, because if they do, it could be a terrible play for them.
The best thing that Anthrax can hope for right now is for Alessra to manage to land a quick charm, and then they can just take down a target with very little losses to themselves and turn it quickly into a 4v5.
Yep. That could be really helpful.
Looks like Team Purple has decided that this isn't the right move for them. They're going to disengage. Corky's going to go back to farming bottom. Make sure he's red. Aurelia's going to be taking the Wraiths, and Ari's just going to stay at the tower and try and protect it as best as possible. Meanwhile, NFAO seems like they don't quite know what to do right now. They know that they're behind, and they know that this is an extremely important game, and this is a very stressful position to be in as a gamer because there's a lot on the stakes for them. And they want to perform to their best of abilities, and Team Anthrax just seems to be stopping them at every turn. With the map control, they've pushed bottom lane now. Either NFAO is going to have to go deal with that, or bottom is going to actually probably go down now due to the fact that there's a cannon minion and 2 waves of minions going. So Moom is going to go deal with that. Udyr's moving through his jungle right now. Twisted Fate does not see him. Udyr is going to get a stun on him. He's going to do a ton of damage here. Twisted Fate does manage to stun him, but Udyr is much quicker than TF. He does flash onto him. This is a little bit risky. There's a Soraka ult. Malphite ults in, missing the TF, and there's the Ashe arrow. Does hit him.
That was a great
Aurelia coming from behind, doing a bunch of damage to the Ashe.
However,
Team Anthrax taking a bunch of damage there.
Yeah, that was a nice Ashe arrow.
TF is going to be basing here. And Team Anthrax should be able to get a free middle tower here. They have the pushing power to push against an Amumu guarding it. Amumu will not want to waste his ult to just defend the tower.
Corky is quite a bit ahead of Ashe on CS right now, and quite a bit above gold as well.
So TF has picked up a Sheen, which makes me think that he's going to be grabbing an early Lich Bane, which is a very strong item on TF. TF tends to stack a lot of ability power because he doesn't have that many abilities that deal a lot of damage, but a Lich Bane on TF means that he can, his issue is burst, so he can do even more burst damage and potentially insta-gib any squishy character or carry that he happens to come against. John is sweeping again.
It looks like no teams have a ward on Baron right now, so there could be a free Baron for either team right now.
John is very smart in the fact that she didn't just walk into that bush. She put a ward in it first to make sure that she was not going to get caught and lose her oracles or die, turning it into a 4v5 fight. So all the lanes seem to be snowballing right now for Team Anthrax. Their blue just came up, so they're going to be giving that to Ari.
Yes.
It'll be a very smart move from them not to smite blue and keep their smite up in case there is a Baron fight soon. Neither team does have warding on Baron. However, they do have warding around Baron, so if they were to push towards Baron, they would have vision of them.
10k gold ahead for Team Anthrax. They're quite a bit ahead.
So NFAO has no vision on Baron right now. They might think that the enemy team's doing it. They're going to go check it right now. And they're going to see that there is nobody at Baron. They don't know that there's no wards because
Jana comes in.
They don't have oracles anymore. And they're just going to back out. Right now, Team Anthrax is really spread out with Team NFAO being positioned so much like that. They might have been able to take Baron without much contention, but it would have been an extremely risky play at the same time, because if they do lose that Baron, then it is extremely likely that they would lose the game. Jonna continues to sweep. She has not yet sweeped the Baron ward that they've placed down, so they'd still have vision on Baron. So this is a vision that Team NFAO has, and this is what Anthrax sees. As you can see, Anthrax has a lot more vision on the map. They're watching as they move through their jungle. They know where they're positioning right now. So they can see that they're going to be positioning for a Baron fight. So they know that they have to get in position and ready to fight for it. And Corki has to come join them, and they all have to be ready. They can't afford to give up a free Baron here, because the Baron buff is extremely strong, and if they use it effectively, they can catch up to Team Anthrax.
Jonna could have held back their Baron ward quite a bit. If she swept a little bit further, that could have held blue team a bit back from not knowing what's going on around.
Jonna's finally going to find that Baron ward, and she's going to pick it up.
Right there.
Dragon has spawned. Neither team does have vision on Dragon, but they're both going to be posturing for Baron right now. This happens a lot in games. We see that both teams have, they both know that the next objective is Baron, but neither team knows when is the right time to move. So the best move that Team Anthrax can make right now is they can just try and catch them in their jungle, since they do have vision of it. If they manage to catch one person and kill them, they will get a free Baron.
Yep. 4v5s are really brutal, because you're just down one person and you lose so much damage, you just can't win team fights.
So Ash has finished her IE. Corki has just finished his Trinity Force. He's currently building towards IE. He has Quicksilver Sash to deal with some of the stuns that the other team has. Udyr did build Madred's Blood Razors, which means that, yep, he's just shredded that dragon. That dragon disappeared in like 2 seconds. So that means that if they do decide to go for a Baron, they'll be doing it extremely quickly, and the other team won't even know what hit them. Ahri's almost reaching max level, and it looks like, yep, it looks like they're going to be positioning for Baron right now. They see that the other team's out of position. They're going to watch them if they head up through the jungle.
Or Oracle still, and she can say that they have no.
Ash's Hawk Shot did catch Viari, and they're going to turn away.
They're going to back off. Yep.
A Mumu ult in Baron Pit is extremely dangerous, especially because A, it can steal Baron, or B, when Baron starts to enrage and do a ton of damage to you, it can force you to deal with not only 5 teammates but an angry Baron smacking you in the face.
Their Ahri's kind of triggering them, because they
very good play by Anthrax. They realized that they did have vision on them, and then they know that Ash's Hawk Shot's on cooldown. The other team does not have CV, and they do not have vision on Baron.
For Anthrax.
And they pick up a free Baron. The other team has no idea what's happening.
They can't win this fight.
And Mumu has separated from the team. Aurelia getting a ton of free damage in on the team. They managed to pick up the Soraka. And there's the Ash arrow. Mumu ult.
Oh, this
Jonna pushing the team forward into the team fight.
Oh no, they got the Ahri. This is a great.
And this is not turning out well for Team Anthrax. Twisted Fate landing that. That Twisted Fate burst is something that you can't deal with. If he hits you with a card, you just disappear.
That was a great counter Baron for blue team.
It was a poor decision to fight when they were all damaged from Baron and they were out of position. Ash did manage to land a great arrow and allowing the Mumu to get in. Jonna seemed to push her team towards the enemy team, which was kind of a strange decision.
This could be a crazy turnaround game right here.
Yeah, so NFAO is picking up 2 towers middle. The enemy's team is not responding for another 20 seconds. They can get this tower middle if they continue to push.
Ahri is up in 15 seconds as well as
and they're going to push for it. They are going to go for it. This is an extremely smart play right now because they do know that the team is down. However, Aurelia doing a ton of damage on the Udyr.
Oh, yeah, and the Udyr. Ash is...
Ash gets caught behind her. Team has left her. She's going to burn. She is going to die. Ash is dead here.
Yeah.
The team just abandoned her right there. They left at different times, not much communication, and they're also going to pick up the Soraka kill here, putting Anthrax in a really good position to move forward.
That was a pretty good counter Baron, as getting a turret and half of the inhibitor turret.
However, Aurelia, Udyr, and Jonna all still have their Baron buff. Yep. And they just killed 2 teammates. So this is going to allow Anthrax to do a counter push here. If they manage to kill their AD carry and their support.
This could be game right here.
With the gold gap being about 9,000 gold and 5 turrets in threat for Anthrax, 2 turrets for NFAO. I would be surprised if they didn't get an inhibitor here.
Yep.
A Mumu ult is still on cooldown. It's an extremely long cooldown, which makes a Mumu less effective than other junglers because he doesn't have his full kit.
It is up very soon, however.
And they did get the inhibitor, which is going to put Team NFAO in a very defensive position right now, which is not the position they want to be in.
Who's all is up now, so they could have a pretty good team fight. However, Team Anthrax on Irelia still has Baron, Corky, and Udyr. They all still have Baron, so I don't think they could win that team fight.
So Anthrax doing what they continue to do. They continue to ward the enemy jungle, keep
they
positioning.
Could pick off this Udyr.
Udyr's extremely
Lands
mobile.
a grab,
Nope, but
misses
he
the
lands a
arrow.
grab, stopping the arrow from going in.
Twist-
TF does come
That's
in.
a nice
That was a
flash
good
by
ult.
Udyr as well.
But they don't manage to pick up the Udyr.
No.
Just miscommunication there. Mumu decided to do his grab just as Ash was arrowing. Ash was arrowing, predicting his path, and Mumu stopped the pathing.
Irelia and Corky are pushing bottom. However, they notice that blue team is coming down, so they just fall back. They got one, or did they get it straight down?
It looks like Team NFAO has no turrets other than base turrets and Nexus turrets right now. A very dangerous position to be in, as they're going to constantly have to deal with this push middle with the super minions, which allows Team Anthrax to have complete control over both jungles as well as all the buffs on the map. As the inhibitor will not be up before Baron spawns, if my timings are correct. Team NFAO sees that their blue is up, and they want to get this. And they want to make sure that they get their blue before the enemy team does. Team Anthrax also sees that the blue's up, and it looks like they're prioritizing that much more. Team NFAO would rather they're just going to drop. They're going to let the blue go.
Irelia did pick up Guardian Angel, so that could just be a pain.
I think this is a dangerous decision for Team NFAO because Ahri with blue buff is just extremely strong. NFAO does have to play very defensively right now, though, because all their lanes are going to be pushing. As soon as an inhibitor goes down, the minions do gain extra stats, and naturally the lanes will start to push.
Udyr did get that blue buff. Ahri did not. Ahri's blue is half done, so...
So Udyr's cooldowns are going to be extremely short, which is going to make him a force to reckon with. What Anthrax is doing right here is very smart. They know that they have to deal with the super wave minion wave. So what they're going to do is they're going to try and push another tower, forcing the team into a split position to deal with the super minions. Super minions are pushing in. Mumu smiting the super minion, trying to get as much damage as possible. Team Anthrax could try and push this tower here, but if they do get caught by a Mumu ult or by a Malphite ult, it could set up a very bad fight. Ahri right in the front there could be picked off by a key grab or bandage. So they see that there's a giant wave going to be pushing bottom, so they're going to group up and push bottom. They just can continue doing this as long as they want to, because the Team NFAO is going to be forced to deal with the minion push in middle lane.
Yes.
So if Ahri manages to land a charm through the wall, that's going to do... No, she does manage to charm Malphite, doesn't quite hit her Q. Luckily for NFAO, their lane has pushed out. Team Anthrax does see that dragons pop. They know that they have an objective. Tower is going to be contested. They'd rather just take a free dragon, get some global gold, get even further ahead than the other team, and try and position themselves in a good position. Right now, Team Anthrax does have a little bit of gold saved up. Looks like Ash has some stockpiled right now. She's probably saving for a Last Whisper or maybe another Phantom Dancer. So she doesn't have quite enough.
So he has great sustain with the life steal. Picking up quite a few wards just to...
Aurelia has Guardian Angel now, which makes her extremely tanky. And she's also got a lot of damage with Frozen Mallet, Atma's, and Wit's End. She's going to be... the issue they're going to deal with now is Aurelia is going to be doing a ton of damage, very similar to the attack damage characters on the team. And having built that Guardian Angel, focusing a tank's never a good decision, but if they have GA, it's an even worse decision.
Frozen Mallet is so helpful because it can help get champions to their skill shots because it's just slowing them and just can pick them off so easily.
So NFAO is just going to try and deal with everything that they can, try and make sure that they push the minions away from their middle, hold off the base, try and farm up, and hope that they can get a good team fight. At this point in the game, the respawn timers are long enough that if one team does get a really good team fight in, they can push a lot of damage, potentially even push to win. NFAO, it's not they have pretty strong pushing power, not as strong as Team Anthrax. Oh, Anthrax looks like they do have a Baron timer, and they're going to be positioning for Baron right now. NFAO has no idea. They have no vision on Baron, so they're going to see the big red dot pop up. Yep, and they're not going to get there in time. Anthrax is going to get a free Baron. Ash is going to pop out. She's probably going to hawkshot Baron, but little does she know, it's already dead.
Anthrax
And
has
there it
been
goes.
way ahead of Baron and the Dragons. I believe they've gotten 2 or 3 Dragons. With
That
Blue
just
Team
shows what
having
happens
none.
when you don't get a timer on a buff. You
Yes.
you can't plan and position correctly.
No.
The issue would have been that if they did go out and they just postured for Baron, the Super Minions middle would eventually push into their base, forcing Team NFAO to back out.
Yes.
Inhibitor spawns up. Anthrax is going to pick this up uncontested. And they do have two waves spawning up right now. So Anthrax does have a bit of global gold to go spend at their base, but it looks like they're going to decide to maybe try and push the advantage right here, now that they have a wave pushing up middle. And this is the same thing that we've seen game after game after game. They're posturing. None of them, no one wants to give up the fight. They're playing very safe. They're playing to their strengths. Corky, what he needs to do right now is he just needs to do some damage to a tower, not be in front of the Moo. He gets landed by a Moo. Oh, it looks like Ari's going to force a negation. Man's a charm. And there's a Moo ult. There's Ash arrow. Ton of crowd control. Corky pops his cleanse.
Malphite just
It's
so
a lot of
tanky right
damage.
now.
Ash is
Corky
slaying
down.
Corky.
Oh,
There's Alezra.
Ari
Alezra is
down.
going to fall.
Udyr could go down.
Udyr is
Udyr
going
down.
down too. This is a
Jonna-
very bad fight
Oh
for
my
Team
goodness.
Anthrax.
Three-
Just turning the
3
game
for
around
0.
right there. That shows you
That-
what one good engage can do.
That-
TF is
oh.
going to ult, and he will kill this Jonna here. There's
Oh
nothing
my
she can do to
goodness.
stop it.
4
And
for 0.
Lichbane
This-
proc. Oh, no,
That was a
Jonna,
nice
being the
tornado.
most mobile champion support in the game, just
They can
decides,
if they
nah,
can just
you're
draw-
not killing me
if-
today.
oh,
And
if
great
they got
flash
her
by
second
Aurelia.
later, they could have popped her GA, and that might have been able to stop her to flash, and they could have picked her off before she flashed.
Wow.
This
Anthrax does manage to salvage 2 of their Baron buffs. Very bad engage for Team Anthrax. That just shows you why they just sit around towers, because they don't have a choice. If they do try and push a tower down, and they manage to land, Team NFAO has so much crowd control built on their team with Ash stun, Malphite ult, Moo ult, and
Soraka's heal.
and Soraka's giant heals. Insane. Not only are they a heal, but they deal a huge armor buff to anyone that she heals. Right now, with her heal maxed up, it's restoring 125 bonus armor to any target that she heals.
Straight up, turrets or Imba.
Turrets Imba.
So true.
Words of wisdom. All right, it looks like Team Anthrax is just going to do what they've been trying to do before. They're going to push out middle lane, push out all the lanes, hope that the other team has to deal with the push middle and try and get a free tower out of it. They still have complete jungle control. Baron's not going to be up for a long time, so the only objective they have right now is win. Right now, the global gold is 10k in favor of Team Anthrax. The best hope that they have is to catch somebody in the jungle and quickly turn into a 4v5. However, Team NFAO has been playing very smart. They've been staying together. They haven't been giving up any free kills,
No, they haven't.
and they know that their only way that they can engage is if they have all their ults and they use them effectively.
Anthrax is so far ahead in gold. It's like they have so much more power because of the items in their gold.
Absolutely. So Team NFAO is almost max level across the board, except for, of course, the Sportsville. Will take longer to get to max level. Ash is level 17 right now.
Do you think that Hawkshot got
That Hawkshot caught everybody, absolutely.
yeah.
They have complete vision. They know where they are in their jungle. They know that their blue is up right now. The only issue is they have to play extremely defensively. The best that they can hope for is they can hope for a 5-on-5 engage where they either ace or like kill 3 of the teammates and they manage to get a push against them. What they need to do is they need to get an inhibitor down middle. Their 2 towers right here on both sides are too high health, so they can't hope to push out another lane. Their only hope is to push straight down middle and try and take the both inhib tower and then Nexus.
Their Ash has had some very clutch Hawkshots this game.
So one thing that they don't realize is that Terabyte is all alone bottom right here. If they realized that Terabyte was alone bottom, they might be able to pick him up. But there's 3 of them top. Well, what they're going to try right now is they're going to try and split push. Udyr's extremely effective at pushing. He's going to push by himself. They dodge the arrow. Alezra managing to stay alive. They've got the minions pushing middle. Udyr's pushing bottom by himself. Alezra is still hoping to grab through the wall and do a bunch of damage.
You're too tanky. Just pick it off. So
Yep,
much
and
damage.
now they're going to be forced to lose a tower. They
Udyr
just
took,
got to
like,
pick which one they
no
want to lose.
damage.
And
This
goodbye
kid-
Team Anthrax. They're managing to take a tower here. It is 4v5 though. Moo does miss his bandage, unable to grab onto him and pop his ult. And they're going to Shurelya's away and reposition.
That Udyr took a bottom
Udyr took
turret
out
right
bottom
now.
tower as well, which means that Team Anthrax only has their 2 Nexus turrets intact.
doubled
And Moo lands an ult on Aurelia.
Corby
Probably
jumps over.
A lot of plays going down here. Aurelia very low on health. Probably the worst person to land the ult on because of Aurelia is the fact that Aurelia has Mercury Treads and that passive, which reduces the duration of any sort of immobilizing effects. And this is going to be another Dragon for Team Anthrax, which means that Team Anthrax has had Dragon control the entire game. This is putting them a lot ahead in Global Gold. Levels aren't really a big deal now as both teams are tending to max off. At this point in time, what's going to happen is they're going to be both teams are going to be very close to full build. All it's going to be is one team needs to engage perfectly, and then that team can win the game. If Team NFAO does manage to ace Team Anthrax, they will be able to push to win, as long as they do have some pushing power up like TF or Ashe. Team NFAO cannot afford to give up this next Baron buff, as they do already have to forfeit their jungle buffs, leaving them to the enemy team.
Team NFAO is doing a great job of holding off this this late game aggression from Team Anthrax.
Absolutely. So you can see on the CS counts right here, Twisted Fate is at 361 CS, which means he's getting crazy close to his full build right now. He's built Zanya's Hourglass right now, which is actually I think is a great item for him. That allows him to ult in, do his burst damage, Zanya's, and then get his burst off one more time, because TF's issue is his long cooldowns and tons of burst.
Yeah.
So they saw Udyr bottom lane.
Zanya's is actually such a great item for like any ults like Kennen. So if Kennen lands an ultimate, he can just Zhonya's and just do so much damage without being affected. It's a great
Absolutely.
item.
So Baron should be up in about 1 or 2 minutes. I did not get a Baron timer there. They should put a feature like that into spectator mode, so I don't have to look for that stuff.
Yes.
So they're positioning for Baron. So yes, once again, Team Anthrax does have a Baron timer up. They're waiting. Hopefully Team NFAO realizes that they've gone off the map. They have no vision, but there's nothing they can do. The Baron's going to be dead before they can even get there. Even if they were to Ashe Arrow in, it's not going to matter because the Baron is going to be dead.
Yep.
So the best hope that they can have right now is just to land a sick Mumu ult and get the carries. Mumu's going to be engaging here. This is very dangerous. He does not see a carry around him. Porky and them on the other side. He's saving his ult. He's going
nice ult arrow by Ashe.
Ashe's arrow terabyte. So the tanks are all positioned right now. Samuel out of position, taking a lot of damage. There's the Mumu ult. Aurelia's GA has been popped. Terabyte very low.
Udyr down.
Shut down.
Oh
wow.
my goodness, that was a 2 for 2. However, two
and
of them
it
have
looks only two left up. Ashe's GAs have been popped, and
oh
TF burst on the Ahri.
Oh my goodness.
And Ashe,
clutch
wow.
play.
That's the strength of Exhaust right there.
That was really.
They're going to manage to take down Jerk the Dirk right here.
And if
you know what I mean, like that was a great team fight by Team NFAO. They did not have Baron buff. The other team did. They managed to position very correctly. Josh is going to push probably all the inhibitors right here, and they're going to put Team NFAO in a very defensive position.
Yes.
What happened here was they positioned right around here. You can see all the myriad of dead bodies.
Yeah.
They managed. Aurelia got a little bit out of position. She was able to be focused by 3 to 5 of the team members. And the fact is, the carries weren't close enough to be able to do any damage to any of the targets that they wanted to do damage for. Twisted Fate and Ashe were both out of position of the other carries, putting the only target in front of them as a Mumu. So very good team fight for Team NFAO. They should be very happy with themselves.
Josh is going to back off right now. However, he did get 2 of the inhibitors now, which is going to be a very, very big pain against the NFAO because the super minions are just so strong.
So Josh is just going to wreck their jungle. He's going to pick up their red buff. And he's probably going to head over and pick up his blue buff right now. Maybe he's going to leave that for Ahri. Who knows?
Both teams are almost fully up. And
at this point in the game, the last person that you want to see Baron on is a fully farmed, fully fed AD carry with red buff and potentially blue buff. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. He's going to be doing the most damage of anyone at this game because he's going to have reached. I think he's reached full build. Yeah. The only thing he's missing in his itemization right here is he does not have an Infinity Edge. He's decided to go double defensive items, which is strong considering the team composition of the other team. He's got that GA so that because he realizes if he dies instantly in a team fight, then that's game. That's game over right there. And he needs the QSS so that he can QSS Ashe, TF, or Mumu. There's just so much crowd control on the enemy team.
Twisted Fate almost has a full build. Is he working on a Rylai's possibly?
TF?
Yeah.
Let me just look at his itemization. Yeah, TF has he has a Giant's Belt. Yeah, so it looks like TF will be picking up Rylai's last item.
Yes. Rallies is a strong item just for extra sustain and just quite a bit of health.
There's Mumu picking up his blue buff. Aurelia farming lanes. The issue right now here for Team NFAO is they do have 2 inhibitors down. Team Anthrax hasn't been able to take any base turrets, but Team NFAO is repositioning themselves. They're moving like a team right now. They're moving as a clump. If they continue to move as a clump and they manage to catch this Udyr over here, they can turn it into a 4v5 and win the game like I've been talking about. But they're not going to be positioning themselves in the jungle. They don't have vision on him, and they don't know that he's right there, just within their reach. So Team Anthrax is going to try and push. They see that bottom has a giant minion wave pushing up. So if they let middle's minion waves push and top's got a minion wave pushing too, so we're going to try and take an inhib right here, forcing them to deal with 3 lanes pushing with super minions. Extremely tough to deal with. They do have a lot of pushing power in TF that he can push a lane very, very quickly. But it's still a ton of units that you're going to have to clear every single time you come in for engage. So teams are positioning here. Corki getting a little bit of free damage. Moon does have Curse of a Sad Mommy up. So if they do try and fight here, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. One item we haven't seen built on any of these characters, we've been seeing QSSs, but we haven't seen any preventative items like Banshee's Veil. I do like Banshee's Veil a lot against a character like Mumu. And they're going to get the inhibitor. There's not much that Team NFAO could have done there, actually, to be honest, because if they go and they fight there, and they even delay the fight, they're going to lose bottom base turrets. Team NFAO is in an extremely defensive position. This is a very tough position to be in any game. Mumu misses his thing. Their Shirelli is away. Mumu's bandage is on a very short cooldown at this level, though, so he's going to be able to... Oh, Ari lands a taunt. A lot of damage on Mumu. Not enough to insta-give him. He's got a lot of defensive items at this point. He's going to be basing right now, getting his health up, ready for an engage. Both teams should be potting up right now. Ash and TF are both running some potions. Corki, with that GA, is extremely scary. One thing that they have to worry about is Ash's GA. Ash does not have a GA, actually. Aurelia's GA is currently still on cooldown, so if they do engage and they kill Aurelia, they don't have to worry about killing her twice. So that's a time when you want to be able to engage and kill that target. And Mumu just misses another bandage right there. A lot of damage. Corki's going to be able to poke down this tower if he tries to focus fire it. Corki doesn't go for the focus fire. Instead, they're just repositioning. What they're trying to do right now is they're hoping for the other team to make a mistake. They want to grab one person and pull them in and win the fight as safely as possible. Team Anthrax knows that the other team's composition is extremely strong, and if they manage to allow all their crowd control, it's going to be very bad. They pull the Malphite. It's going to be a lot of damage on Malphite. Malphite is an extremely tanky target, but he goes down to half health almost instantly. That's a ridiculous amount of damage. All teams at endgame builds right now. Corki pushing down the base turret, worried about Mumu does land his ult. Corki cleanses out of the ult. There's a lot of damage on Mumu. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, Janna down.
Wow, that is perfect engage for NFAO.
Ari GA down.
Lesr's
Ari
GA
is down.
And yeah, NFAO is going to ace them for no deaths right now.
Oh my goodness.
Great play.
This
Absolutely
could be
great
game
play by
right
NFAO.
now.
The only issue that they have right now is they're going to lose this base turret to... They might lose this base turret to super minions. No, they're clearing it extremely well. It's extremely difficult for them to push at this point because they don't have any inhibitors up. So even though they managed to ace the enemy team, and the only one that they lost was Twisted Fate, it's extremely hard for them to push out and get anything from this.
I'm just watching on the mini map. There's so many streams of minions coming in. It would be so difficult for them to push because while they're pushing, there are just so many minions just swarming in. Super minions are so strong. It's just... So brutal.
Yeah, they're doing the right thing right now. They're just going to let the super minions deal. They're leaving one person at base to deal with minions, and they're just going to try and push the tower. They have to get an inhibitor down right here. They have to have some sort of pressure on Team Anthrax's base. If Team Anthrax reses up right away and engages before Mumu's ult is up, then they would be able to... they'd probably be able to win. Mumu ult is what's going to be the most dangerous thing.
Mumu's ult is up in about 30 seconds.
So Team NFAO is going to get an inhibitor here. Janna's up in 5 seconds. Udyr up in 6. It's going to go down. Mumu is doing a great job at making sure that those inhibitors stay alive. There's a stream of minions coming in.
Mumu's doing great base protection right now.
This is the best possible circumstance that Team NFAO could have hoped for. They did not lose an inhibitor to super minions. They have all their base turrets remained up. They managed to ace the team, and they pushed an inhibitor down right now.
That was a great team fight for NFAO. They played it so well right there.
You know,
I all the Guardian Angels.
Don't normally like Mumu, but in this circumstance I do. But here it comes again. Team NFAO can't do much, and Team Anthrax is going to get another free Baron. So this is the third time that Team Anthrax is going to be able to pick up that Baron with uncontested.
They've also gotten about 3 to 5 dragons as well.
Yeah.
All 3 Barons. It's just
So
They are so
Anthrax
far
has been
behind in
dominating the
jungle.
map, but the issue is at this point they don't get much bigger than this. It's all about team fight and team composition is what it comes down to. Team NFAO has so much crowd control that if they manage to land one Moo pull followed by ult, the entire enemy team is going to die. Twisted Fate lands his cards through the enemies, and it does so much burst damage in that confined area. What I think Team Anthrax needs to do right now is they need to play to Mumu's weakness. He can only ult people that are right around each other, and Mumu does not decide to ult there. They need to spread out and try and fight differently in a team fight. What they keep doing is they keep gun bunching, and Mumu manages to ult every single target. And Mumu does hit the bandage, and he's going to land his ult. There's the Ash arrow to follow it. Malphite ult into them.
These are
Jerk the dirt, queuing like a madman. Samuel is going to go down. A lot of damage, and Terabyte's going to fall too. And there's Alezra just piecing out. Both teammates know right here, if they do die, they will lose the game. There's TF ult, and he is going to land a stun on Ari. Ari is going to go down here.
NFAO
Nothing he can do about it.
completely turned the game
And
around.
NFAO, oh wow, there's super minions pushing in the base right now. NFAO is pushing really hard.
this
Mumu
could be
is
G.
backing to deal with the super minions. NFAO does have enough pushing power right now so that they can push Nexus before the other team wakes up.
Jonah is up, but Jonathan just
Mumu's
died
up,
instantly.
and he can deal. Mumu's up, and he's going to be able to clear these waves, which means that NFAO is going to take this, assuming that they don't derp and not kill the towers. So Malphite can tank the towers all day long.
NFAO could just win this game right here. That was an amazing double ace, or ace and then 4. That was.
And
this
this is just too much
game.
pushing power. Great game by both
Great
teammates. NFAO is going to take it, forcing it into Game 3
Oh
in the
my
winners'
goodness.
finals for the championship of Enter the Rift here at Overclock Gaming and Computers. Congratulations
This-
to both teammates.
yes.
Team comp over early game dominance, it looks
That
like.
was an
Great job.
amazing game.
Good game.
Without a doubt. That was a great game. Anthrax had such an early game lead, but then NFAO just turned it around. That was great.
It just shows you, once you get to this point in the game, one team fight can change the entire flow of the entire game.
Yes.
Before this game started, the team NFAO was ahead in the winners bracket. Team Anthrax had to come back and beat them in one series, and then the second series they managed to 2-0 them in the first series. They won the first game, so Team NFAO must have been feeling down when Team Anthrax had that early lead. But they rallied together. They fought really, really hard, and they worked as hard as they could to come ahead. A few bad engages, but most of all, it's that Mumu, man. He just ults and everybody dies. So. Great game to both teams. We'll be taking a short break, and we'll be back in a minute.